This time on Street Rat Garage, we are back again at the Indiana Public Auto Auction, where anyone can buy and anyone can sell. Let's check it out and see what they have for us today. Now, one thing that I wanted to tell you about is they have a lot of cars out here. Not all of these cars that are sitting out here are running through the sale today. A lot of these cars, actually probably about, there's only like a quarter of these cars are running through the sale. The other 3/4, they'll run through the sale eventually. Some of them are waiting for paperwork. Some of them are waiting for, I don't know, repairs or whatever. But not everything sells on Tuesday. They don't clear out this whole lot and get a fresh new inventory. They come in, they get processed, and then they go up for sale. Those leave, and the next group comes up. So if you see anything that I don't talk about here, it's going to be for sale eventually. Some of these you can come up here and ask about, and maybe they can hook you up with the person that owns it. Maybe you can buy it. I don't know. You have to ask them. Some of these you might be able to buy without going through the auction. Some of them have been sitting here, went through the auction a few times, and they didn't sell. So sometimes you can get a good deal. Just come up here and ask, like, you know, those boats back there. I don't know what the deal is with those boats, but a couple of those have been here for a while. So I imagine that you can come up and make an offer on those, but you just have to come by and talk to the employees here, and you get all the information. But today's auction, there's a lot of average, everyday, plain people vehicles out here. When I say plain people, I mean just your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill, somebody that's looking for a car just to go back and forth to work on. There's a whole lot that are going to go through this auction today, and that is what you want to buy and flip. The economy is not doing great, as you already know, and well, a lot of people are losing their cars, giving them back. They can't get another car. Theirs is in disrepair, what have you, and well, they're just going to need something to get back and forth to work on. You know, your Kias and your Nissans and your Terrains, all of these are just, well, they're transportation, good transportation, go back and forth to work and make money. This is kind of nice though. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at some average ones, and we'll throw in a few nice ones like the Ram here, and maybe a Charger or two. I think there's a Porsche here too. Let's have a look. All right, our first car on the list is this Buick. It's a 2012 Buick LaCrosse, and how many miles are on it? 161K. Now, this is a cross in between just a everyday daily driver, average car, and a little bit of a, you know, not so bad looking vehicle. So it's a working man's car, and it even has real vents on it instead of the AutoZone fake ones that people put on their cars for some reason. This is what it should look like. These look good. Let's see if this is unlocked. It's a little dirty, but been raining here. Well, it rained like last week. It just wasn't cleaned up. So it's not bad on the inside. They went through it. The dashboard's a little dusty. It wasn't, no, it's definitely not being cleaned up real good, but it's got hair in it, long hair. So possible female driving this one, or a long-haired guy, one of the two. So it's got a little damage right here from somebody sliding in and out, but that's no big deal. That's super easy to fix that. It would be nice if it was cleaned up, but then again, if it was cleaner, it would bring more money. So dirty in auction is good. It appears to have pretty good rims on it. The brakes are good. This is not bad. If you could snag this up for a couple $2,500, $3,000, this would provide you plenty of drive time so you can get back and forth to work, do whatever you need to do, make some money, and buy something a little bit nicer. It's got a little bit of rust right here, which is no big deal. And the bumper's pulled back right there, so it has a little bit of a ding. So somebody probably backed into something and just loosened this up a little bit. Probably could knock that back into place. These are usually pretty easy to get back, but no big deal. I wouldn't even fool with that. I'd just drive this car or buy it cheap, clean it really good, and put it up for sale and make about $1,000 off of this one. Now here is another Buick, and I kind of like this one even more than the white one. And why is that? Well, first of all, it only has 93,000 miles on it. This is a 250,000 mile car easy all day long. So this is probably a grandma's car. It is in really, really good shape. There's no rust on it. Well, I take that back. There is a little rust on it. Right there. See right there, little bit of rust. These windows, oh, it's still there. So probably the window motor went bad or the switch went bad. Easy fix. The paint is dirty, but you can tell it's shiny. So this will take a wax, a buff and wax real easy. Let's see if this window's in here as well. Yep, that window's in there as well. Easy fixes. So the interior, not in bad shape. It's a little bit dirty on the floor mats. Somebody smoked a little bit. Must not have been much. There's only one. Is that two? Nope, that's not one. Only one cigarette burn hole. So somebody probably borrowed the car that smoked, borrowed it from grandma and burned a hole in her seat and didn't tell her. But this is all good shape. This is a little bit dirty. This is an excellent car to clean up. You've got to be able to get this one really cheap, mainly because the windows don't roll up in the back. Most people are not going to take the time to fix that. It has a little bit of rust. Well, there's a little bit more there. Okay, well that's not good, but still, great car. Really good car to fix up. 93,000 miles. You cannot go wrong with that. I mean, $1,000, $1,500 to buy this, I would say. We'll see what it goes for. Oh, that's what's underneath the hood. She's dirty underneath the hood. It needs a good cleaning. So again, that's what you want to see. Something nice and dirty. It's what's sitting underneath a tree. All that washes away. And there's no R in wash. So nice car. Lots and lots and lots of potential on this one. Now this one is not going through the sale, but it is a nice looking Buick as well. And if we come out up here, I don't know what this is. Impound 524, not for sale, C Vito. No title, waiting. Not sure what that means, but if I had to guess, I would say this came from CarMax or Carvana, whichever one of them is still around, because I've seen that tag before. Had key made, $480 for a key. Wow, yipes. Vito, I got a key guy, impound. So I don't know who Vito is, but maybe he bought this car from the impound lot and it come from Carvana or somebody. I don't know the story, so I'm gonna stop talking about it, but you might be able to come up here and make a deal on that. Well, again, it's not going through the auction, but neither are any of these boats. None of these boats are on the auction list, but they will be sold eventually. And that's why they are up here. This one's kind of cool. It probably has a little 4-cylinder or something in it. These usually have the 3.0 inboard outboard on them. Yeah, Merc Cruiser. That's a good drive unit. These things will do about, I don't know, 40-ish on the water. That's not bad. So, little bass boat looking thing. I don't think it's actually a bass boat, but you know what I mean. Has a Yamaha getting reel, get it? So, fishing. and an older one, and what's left of a pontoon, and a trailer, which they probably use that here. That's a beat up trailer, but does the job. So yeah, you like boats? That's got to be a bass boat, right? Or some kind of fishing boat. Anyway, back to the cars. So I just wanted to show you. You see stuff in the background of these videos, come up here and ask these people about it. I'm sure they're gonna hook you up, or at least tell you when it's going through the auction. Oh, another Cadillac. 2000, not another Cadillac. We looked at a Cadillac a few weeks ago, but these are a good way to get into a luxury car without spending a whole bunch of money. When these Cadillacs are only expensive when you buy them new. They take an incredible hit on depreciation because, you know, people that buy luxury cars, they want the latest and greatest thing. So these get traded in all the time. Only has 175K on it. These last, oh, it's locked up. These last a long time, and they'll go and go and go. Not like the old days when they had like North Stars in them. These are actually good cars. This one's nice, and it has a little bit of rust right there, but this is Indiana. It's a CTS 4. What did we say that 4 meant? We looked at one like this. 4, it's a quattro, it's all-wheel drive, or did it have the 4-cylinder turbo? I think it meant one of those two things, but I do not remember. The wheels are oxidized, but could you imagine just cleaning this up, fixing these wheels, maybe plastic dip them in black, maybe leave the center caps alone and put those, and just clean this up and run this back through the auction again. It's got a little bit of a ding right here. So is that an aftermarket grill? A little bit of a ding right there. Easy fixed. Again, good car to make some money off of, or just drive it. This one I really like. An old Blazer. Well, they're old now, but they're runners. This one has 230,000 miles on it. That's kind of high, but this is the 2-door Blazer, which you don't see a whole lot of in a 4-wheel drive version of it. So that's neat, and it's not bad shape either. It's gross and dirty, super gross and dirty on the inside. But yeah, that's how we like them, gross and dirty. And the mirror's falling down because, you know, glue and hot. So this should have the six cylinder in it, maybe the Vortec 6-cylinder. Let's hope for that. Let's look real quick if we can find a latch. Come on, there we go. Well, it has a 4.3, so that is a good engine. Has a new alternator on it and looks like a newer battery. So it has been taken care of a little bit. Still dirty underneath, but 4.3 liter will last 300,000 miles easy. So this one's not that rusty. Has a little bit of rust on it. Well, fairly solid. There's a ding there. There's some rust there. There's a ding there. So I'm gonna say $1,200, but this one is not going through the auction right now. So this is one of those you're gonna have to come up and look at, or wait for it to go through the auction. So if you like this, ask them, when's it going through the auction? Or can I buy it now? Now you cannot get as plain and average as a Chevy Cruze with 200,000 miles on it. This is definitely your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill, go to town, get a job, do some work, and drive it around and not have any worries about it. When these are well taken care of, they're fine. It's the people that don't take care of them that tend to have the problems with it. But this one's pretty clean, so I don't know if this one's been cleaned up or it's just been maintained well. It's hot. It's real hot. This one's actually pretty clean, but there's some junk on the floor, which leads me to believe that it has not been cleaned up, but somebody in fact took care of it. So it's clean without being cleaned. That's a pretty good sign. The paint is nice and glossy. Looks like they took it through a car wash. So A lot of times you'll see a Mike's Car Wash or a Crew Car Wash sticker. That's the people that you know really took care of it. This one doesn't have one, but it may have at one time. It's awful clean for 200,000 miles on it. So I'm gonna guess maybe a corporate car or somebody that just ran back and forth a lot on the interstate. So it's got a little ding though right there. Somebody scraped up against something. That's hard to get away from. We haven't found a perfect car yet, but we really don't want one because we need some room to clean some stuff up. That's nice too, Malibu. I didn't see it on the list. What's this, a Chrysler 200, a Mazda, Toyota, 242,000 miles on it. What's this, an Impala or a Malibu? I think it's an Impala. 200,000, 297,000. Lincoln, was that one? I thought I saw this one up for sale, but I don't remember. I wasn't interested in it. Another Buick, another Toyota, 316,000 miles. That's why you buy Toyotas. Man, they run and run and run. I bet this probably has 600,000 miles that it could go. Oh, this is only 126,000. This one's only 92,000. It's a Ford, 92,000. Doesn't say. 142,000, 106,000. So yeah, most of these cars are high mileage, but still a lot of life left in them, especially the Toyotas. I would drive a 300,000 mile Toyota all day long. So probably I'd pick the Toyota with a higher mileage over the Ford with a lower mileage for sure. Okay, let's run back to this Impala real quick. It is going through. It is a 2014 Impala with 195,000 miles on it, which it seems like a lot of miles, but being this new and that many miles, and it doesn't look like there's much damage on it. This is probably one of those run it up and down the interstate cars. So a lot less wear when you're just driving up and down the interstate. Plus it's got rock chip in it, which definitely screams out running it down the interstate. But it's just as clean as the Chevy Cruze. So if I was buying the, it's a Malibu. Did I say Impala? Well, it's a Malibu. I would go with the Malibu over the Cruze, but they're pretty similar. This one's just a little bit bigger, and I need a bigger car myself. Why does this always happen? I don't know. The seat's a little bit worn. Somebody getting in and out. That may be could be an Uber car getting in and out that much. Or do they get in and out, or they just sit there and pick you up? I don't think they open the door for you. But the interior is nice on the car. So that's good, that's good, all that's good. It's just this little bit of a seat. So what's wrong with this car? Perfectly good to drive around and get your groceries in, or flip it. This is really good color too. This one and that one are both real good colors. Okay, so we have not done any trucks yet, so let's have a look. There is a 07 Dodge Ram. It is a truck. It is older, so it's gonna go for less money. So it should fit into our cheap car category rather nicely. Our plain Jane get back and forth to work and haul your stuff category. So yeah, 177,000 miles on it, which is nice. And it is a 4-door. So this is good. And being an 07, it's still got more of a modern look to it without being super pricey. And it doesn't have all that crazy electronics that the newer ones have that it's really running the prices up. That's what I think, why they're so expensive. So it does have the Hemi engine in it, but I mean, it's a 07. It doesn't have the good Hemi engine, which I think came out in 08 or 09, but still has a Hemi 5.7 liter. Has a bit of a dent right here in the door, and yellow, you know where that came from. Yellow, you know exactly what they did right here. The good thing is, take that door panel off and most of that's just gonna pop right out. It does have a little bit of rust right here. They're notorious for that in the Midwest here. That's a Dodge thing. Actually, it's a Chevy thing too, so that's hard to get away from. But this is not going to go for a ton of money. A little more than the cars will, but 4-door, you can haul your family, haul your junk, move, all that good stuff. So and check this one out. This should be a pretty good deal right here. Now they always seem to have minivans. I don't know if any are going through, but there's minivans. It's Honda minivans, another Honda minivan. There's a Chrysler Town & Country, I guess, minivan. And there's another Chrysler down there and it looks like an Adventure or something like that. So you want minivans? They have minivans. They also have stuff you can put back together. Again, I don't think this one's going through the auction this week either, but how easy would it be to fix this up? A hood, a fender, bumper cover is optional because you probably could fix that easier and just spray. Yeah, I wouldn't change the bumper cover on that one, but this one's super easy. Oh, it's missing a trim mold right here. Super easy to fix. It's got 200,000 miles on it. This one, it's like $1,500, $2,000 maybe less if you catch them on a slow day. So yeah, make some money off of that one. Just fix it up a little bit. Bring it back here. You can sell. Public can sell. All you have to do is you have to do the paperwork on the vehicle. You got to transfer the title into your name, but that'll give you. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to transfer a title to get it back. So by the time you get done doing that, look, there's another minivan. You can run it, you can have it fixed up and ready to run through the auction. So yeah, that's an ideal. It takes you about 3 weeks to transfer the paperwork unless you do a speedy title. And then it's only a few days. You can have that title back, have the car ready, run it through the auction, and make you a quick few $100s. Just that easy. Should try it. Now, this one's a little bit different. So it's a Porsche. This is a Carrera, right? I think so. It's a 99, 31,000 miles on it. And it's a little bit bruised up, but and dirty. Again, what you want, especially out of a Porsche. Now, Porsche is a little bit different. You're gonna want something that's been maintained, which I am unclear if this one has. Look at this. I'm gonna imagine that this is, yep, that's the that's a boot release, as the Europeans call it. Oh wow, look at that. That engine is in there. How do you do anything? You inject the oil. That's easy. Looks like even changing the alternator would be a pain on this. Yipes. What's that? Oh, it's a fan, cooling fan. Huh. That looks scary, but man, I want one of these so much. Let's look on the inside of this one. Ah, what? 31,000 miles on this, and it's the seats like that. Somebody was sliding all in and out of this. This thing's so low, I can imagine. But man, does not seem like 31,000 miles on it. What's that white powder on the seat? I don't know what's going on inside this car, but if it really only has 31,000, even if they did not maintain it very well, it still has to be in pretty good shape. But the door doesn't shut very good. There it goes. Just got to give it a little extra, but I like this car. And I'm definitely interested to see what it goes for. Less than 10 grand, do you think this would go for? 99, I don't know. But it is a nice car. The Hemi car is still here. And that Honda is still here. Hyundai is still here. That was nice. So I think we should get back inside and see what these are going to go for. Especially that Porsche. I really like the Porsche. So let's go. Okay, we are back inside now, and the auction has already started. Now, they seem to be doing something different. They've had some management or owner changes, I do believe, and things are a little different. They're not in the same order as the sheet that I was reading off of. I usually go down and scroll through, and we can do them in order. We can look at them in order, and then we bid on them in order. Well, now the order is different. They used to be in like alphabetical order. It's like Acuras and then BMWs and
Chevys and Dodges in that sort of order. Now it's I don't know. I don't know the order that they're going in now. I don't know if they're doing run. It looks like they're doing well, run numbers, but I don't know what that means. So we're going to have to figure that out. So these are going to be a little bit out of order, not in the way we looked at it. So that's fine. We can still have a good time looking at these things and bidding on anything if it's good. So let's get started. Okay, well, the first one I want to show you is one that we didn't really look at it that close, but it's this 2019 Dodge Ram. It's a really nice truck. So they got a current bid of it on it. It's a 10,000. Whoa, that was, wow, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 6. They are bidding crazy on this. But look at it go. Oh my gosh. Go bid. Yeah. You can't get that kind of action on the live bids. They are really tearing it up.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
I
man.
want $12,300.
Okay. Well, let's look at this real quick while they bid on that, going crazy. It only has 72,000 miles on it,
New bid $12,600.
so that's good. But it has a V6 in it, a 3.6 liter V6. But they are tearing it up. I told you those, look at it go. Holy cow, that sucker is going. Look at all these electronics this one has on it, as opposed to that 2007 that we looked at. I mean,
it's got to be worth more than that.
this is what does it right here. Runs those prices up, and people are just tearing it up. I don't know where they're going to stop. Oh, they're going to make it to 15,000. It looks like. Don't forget, yeah, there it is, 15,000. Don't forget your auction fees. Wow.
New bid $15,000. New bid $16,000. New bid $16,000. New bid $16,000.
We're just going to have to sit here and watch these guys for a little while.
New bid $16,800.
I don't know how many people are in on that.
$16,900. I want $17,000.
It seems like there's a dozen people bidding on this truck.
New bid 17.
It's still not slowing down.
New bid 7.
Wow. I mean, as much as new trucks cost,
New bid $18,200. New bid $18,300.
that's probably a good deal. I don't know.
$18,500.
What does a 19 Ram 1500 with a V6 in it go for? How much did it go for new? I mean, new it had to went for, I don't know. In 2019, well, that was just as the start of COVID, so the prices were down a little bit. So I'm going to say 40, 45-ish. So it's about half, probably about half of what it was brand new. What did we say, 72,000 miles on it? Man, they're killing it. It just does not stop. They need they need to have a place where you can just put your high bid in on there. They just have these numbers here. Oh, finally starting to slow down. They need to have a space right here where you can just put your bid in on it. That would have saved a whole lot of time, because somebody would have jumped in there like at 15 grand right off the bat. So instead of hitting these buttons, they were just hitting the button, going higher. And it's an if sale, $20,200 on an if sale. So apparently they still bring more than that. These things are so expensive. And here's our Porsche. Our Porsche's up. Let's see what it brings. The 1999 Porsche 911. Not nearly the excitement as the Dodge Ram, that's for sure. And it's definitely not going to bring the money, too. So would you rather have a Porsche or a Dodge Ram? Apparently everybody would rather have a Dodge Ram than a Porsche.
Asking for $7,300.
$7,000. I bet it doesn't sell for that. With 32,000 miles on it, even though it has some blemishes on it and the seat's messed up, I'm pretty sure they're going to ask for more. I bet they're at like 10 grand on this one. But it's a really nice car, though. Well, it has the potential to be a really nice car. Fix that interior, 31,000 miles. Fix this.
Way under the money.
And where is it at? that
Going twice for
right there,
$9,700.
it's almost
You
at
know
10
it's worth
grand.
more than that.
It might bring that. Oh, and there was another blemish. What was that blemish? They made sure to
Still under the money. Going twice
sure
for
to mark all the
$10,100.
blemishes. I think
I
that's
need
still the front one.
$10,200.
So it's at $10,000 right now. There's a lot of marks
Look at
on
the
this
miles.
car.
If sale for $10,100.
Yeah, and it's on the if. It didn't even. They don't
New bid,
even want to sell it for the.
$725.
They don't even want to sell it for the $10,000. They want more than $10,000 on that Porsche. And I don't know. I don't know what they bring. I would have said $10,000. They would have sold it, but apparently I am wrong. Especially with all the bruises and bumps on it. If it was in good condition and garage kept with 32,000 miles on it, yeah, more, but I don't know. 10,000, maybe they'll sell it. It's on an if sale. For you guys that don't know, if sale is when it doesn't meet the reserve that the customer selling the vehicle wanted, they will call the customer and it's like, hey, I got, $10,200. You want to go ahead and take that? The guy might go, no, I don't want to take that. Ask him for, I want 15 grand. See if they'll do 15 grand. Then they can go back and forth and negotiate if they want to. So that's how an if sale works. It didn't bring the money, but you're not quite done yet. Okay, so let's look at this Jeep real quick. I did not know it was coming through, but the crashed Jeep right here, it's
Asking for $1,600.
got $1,500 on it right now. And that's that Easy Fix one I was telling you guys about.
Why so cheap? New bid,
I
$1,800.
don't remember how many miles it had on it. Where can we find that? Where are the miles? Oh,
You'll be sorry.
209,000 miles. So it's at 1,800 and they're going to sell it for sure.
New bid, $1,825.
They just dropped the bid
New bid,
increments down to
$1,850.
$25.
New bid, $1,875.
So they are bidding on it. So
New bid,
I guess people
$1,900.
like these Jeeps.
New bid,
I like them myself.
asking for $1,000. New bid, $2,000.
I have a Grand Cherokee. It's a little bit newer than that, and it's in a bunch of pieces, as you may have seen if you've been watching my videos, because it should have came out before this one.
Going twice for $2,025.
But those parts won't fit on this one. Or
New bid, $2,100.
they may, some of them may. But anyway,
Last bid gets it. New bid,
$2,500. So
New bid, $2,200.
they are going good.
Just
So
one
Jeep
more
is
time.
usually a pretty decent one to get and flip and
Going twice for
resell and all that other
$2,200.
good stuff.
New bid, $2,225. Dare to be great.
Wow, dare to
New
be
bid,
great.
$2,300.
$2,300. This one's really going. So a
Don't
lot
give
of
up on it
people,
now.
a lot of people already know that this is a
Going twice
good
for
deal
$2,300.
and an easy
New
fix.
bid, $2,325.
So I
New
would
bid,
say
$2,350.
this is, with 200,000 miles on it, I would say it's probably a $3,500 car. So they can't
Going
bid
twice
too
for
much more on it,
$2,350.
or they're not going to make any money. You just go through the salvage yards and try to find a matching hood
Just
and
one more
fender and throw those on, clean it up, run it back through the auction again, and you have your money. But they're going to have to stop here pretty
New
soon,
bid,
or
$2,450.
they're not going to make any money on it. You got to remember, you got to buy the parts. There's probably, what's that, $150 worth of parts that you got to put on it. And so you're already at $2,500 plus your auction fees. I don't know how much that is, like $300, or you're at
Going
28,
twice for $2,500.
and about $150. So you're really getting up there.
Sold for $2,500.
$2,500. So not bad, not
Next
bad.
item.
A little bit higher than I would have
bid,
thought,
$2,200.
but still easy fix.
New bid,
Check this out.
$13,100.
The Hyundai that was sitting next to the Chargers, right by the Porsche.
$15,000.
That's one I believe was a repo
New
from
bid, $15,300.
CarMax or Carvana or
$15,500.
Car something, that,
Where
one of
you
those
gonna
big
find
box
new bid,
stores.
new bid,
So they put this one up for sale here, and it's doing pretty good right now. It's a 2021. So I don't know
New bid, 16.
what their
$17,100.
deal is with these cars, but I think they have some sort of financing or something, and they can take cars back themselves. I mean, they're pretty big.
$17,200.
So I don't know what the deal is with this, but
New
the
bid,
interest
$17,300.
rates
New bid,
are pretty high on these
$17,300.
cars, and people can't
New bid,
afford them. If you have bad credit,
$17,500.
they charge you more money. So the worse your credit, the more you get charged on the
$17,600.
interest of the vehicle. So it can add up quickly.
New bid
And this
$17,700.
was, I was told this was a repossession, and they're just getting rid of it here at the auction, probably because they don't want it sitting on one of their lots and somebody coming back and taking it or vandalizing it or something like that. So sometimes it's easier just to dump them at the auction. It's got $17,800 on it. It's 2021, and it has 20,000 miles on it. That's it. Wow. So 20,000 miles on a 2021.
Going twice for $17,800.
And maybe they just didn't want to fix all these little scratches and stuff on it, because there was some scratches. I think they pointed out some scratches, like a little scratch there. There's a big scratch there, scratch there, more scratches there. Tires and everything else look good.
Sold for
Yeah, and it sold $17,800. I would have to say probably a pretty decent deal on that one. I mean, where are you going to find one for that kind of money? All right, here is our '07 Dodge Ram truck, the 4-door. And let's have a look here. It is, well, it's already at $2,500. So it's an '07, and it had how many miles? 177,000 miles. Let's see if it said anything about it. Runs and drives. Well, that's pretty much it. If there's anything wrong with it, they usually put it down here or in here. It says running and driving and wear and tear on the seats. And it's going once for $3,000. I'm not sure if it's going to sell for that. It may,
asking for $3,100.
but I doubt it. Wow, I didn't see that rust on the tailgate. And it has
Sale for $3,000.
it's an if sell again, so $3,000. So they're going to want more money than that on this one, which is pretty fair. It's a decent truck. It needs a little fixing up, but overall, you're not gonna find it for $3,000 anywhere. Maybe if you go over to govdeals.com, you might find a single cab, one with 200,000 miles on it and rust for that kind of money, but not a 4-door like that. So let's see what else we have here.
About to close.
Our cruise is up, and the current bid is $1,500. You can pre-bid on these. That's why when we're jumping in here, some of these already have a bunch of money on them. This should go for, I don't know, I would think it'd go for $2,500 at least. So it has $1,500 on it right now. How many miles are on this? Oh, 200,000 miles. That's a little bit high. So let's look down here to see if there's any issues under condition report. It says runs and drives, check engine light is on, and the tire light is on. Yeah, no, probably not a big deal. So we can come through here and look at this. It's only at $1,500. I don't think they're going to sell it for that. That seems cheap, even with the check engine light on. What we could have done is you can take a scanner with you. You can get the keys to these cars and you can scan them to see why that check engine light is on. So, well, that one didn't go through. That went through on the if sale for $1,500, which they're not going to sell it for that. That'd be crazy. But if we were interested in that car and we made the $1,500, then we could negotiate on it. But if I was buying that car and it had the check engine light on, I would have definitely went back and scanned it to see why the check engine light's on. Usually it's not a big deal. So as long as there's not something major, $1,500 would have been way too cheap. So I'm thinking that's like a $2,500 to $3,000 car. So if you can get that for $2,000, get rid of that check engine light, fix everything that's wrong with it, clean it up, send it back through that auction. I'm pretty sure it'd bring $3,000, $3,200, $3,500 if you're lucky, but it just needs a little bit of work. That's all. And here is our 2014 Chevrolet Malibu. It's at $1,600. I think it. Oh, it says selling all the way. Wow, they're going to sell this one. $1,600? Are you kidding me? What is wrong with this? Runs and drives, brakes are weak. So what? Running vehicle, one owner, brakes are weak. Da 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 da. Huh. Man, why is that so cheap? I mean, it has a good amount of miles on it, 195,000. $1,700? Are you kidding me with that?
New bid $1,750.
Yeah, got that chip. Remember the rock chip?
New bid $1,775.
It's slowly getting there, but not quite. I would have figured, you know, $2,300 would be a good deal. It looks solid underneath as well. This is a nice car. Wonder why nobody's liking this. 17 miles to the gallon. I wish I could get that kind of mileage. Yeah, the interior wasn't bad except for that little rip right there. Remember that?
New bid
Well,
$1,850.
$1,800. I can't remember what the auction fees would be on that. Maybe $300 or something like that. So we're about $2,100-ish. So this one's going one more time through and somebody's going to get a decent deal on a car. Well, $1,900. Now they're starting to fight over it a little bit. Starting to get a little bit better as to where it should be. I don't know why it took off so slow, but it is getting there finally. Even this is a good deal. You can resell this on Facebook Marketplace, probably $3,000. There you go, $1,925. Way to go, somebody. And here is our Cadillac, our 2010 Cadillac. If you want to be a baller, $1,600 right now, and hey, it's all yours. Of course, it's not going to go for that. $1,700. And now, how many miles? 175,000 miles, which I'm fine with that. It had that little dent right there, and a little bit right there. So somebody bumped up against something. Where are you going to get it? Where are you going to get it for that kind of money? I don't know. But running vehicle, has average wear and tear. Condition report, runs and drives. Check engine lights on. There's a lot of check engine lights. You really need a scanner. So get that scanner that I told you about in my last ad. So you really need to take one with you if you go look at these cars, because a lot of these have check engine lights on, and you're going to want to know what that is. If it's an O2 sensor, no big deal. If it's a crankshaft, crank position sensor or something like that, you're going to want to know that. Catalytic converter's clogged up, you're definitely going to want to know that. So take a scanner with you. And yeah, check out last week's video. There's a scanner in there. And there's, I think there's a discount code in there too. So go get you a scanner. Let's see what this one goes for. $2,200? I don't know if they're going to sell it, but if it does, 2010 Cadillac for $2,200 plus auction fees.
Only $25 more.
About $25, $26, $27,000, $100, something like that. Let's see what this goes for. Going twice. Does it go? It did. Huh. $2,225 for a Cadillac. Nice.
Next item.
Good deal. Oh, there's another old Cadillac. I'm not going to look at that one. That's that one is beat. It's not beat, but it's old. Oh, it only has 92,000 miles on it though. We didn't look at that. This might not be as bad as I thought. 92,000 miles on an old Cadillac.
Is anyone paying attention?
Oh, let's see. Condition report. Runs and drives. Title attached.
Where did everybody
Says something about a salvage rebuilt title or something. But 90, only 92. Too bad we didn't check this out. That's pretty cheap, actually. What engine does it have? Oh, it has a North Star in it, though.
No sale. The reserve was not met.
Yep, it didn't sell anyway. Oh well. Anyway, that's enough Cadillacs. Let's go on to the next thing. And our Buick Century is up, and it's only at $525. Why? That's the one with the windows that are down.
It's got to be worth more than
Condition report. Runs and drives.
If sale for $525.
Oh, it went on to if sale for $525. I got in that one late, man.
New bid $700.
I should have jumped. I should have jumped on that one. I like that car, but it's on the if sale. Probably is not going to sell. We'll look for it next week. And here is our Buick LaCrosse. Oh, there's a problem. Dealers, dismantlers only, no title, parts only. Womp, womp, womp. Oh, well. Let's see what it goes for. There's a lot of good parts there if you got a dealer's license or a scrapper's license. That's a shame. It says it runs and drives. It'll be back
If
next
sale
week.
for
If
$400.
sale for $400. Nobody wanted that one. Well, that is definitely a shame. So that's why you have to go through the list, look at them, make sure everything's good on them. You can read through there, read the condition reports. I didn't do any of that. I just went out there and looked. I would have noticed that that was for dealers and dismantlers only. So that was the very first car that we looked at, and the very last one that's on the auction list. So that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rack Garage. Until next time.